and there's just ongoing chatter in there forever. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
Might make it in your
Am I about to
repertoire.
pin this shit, dude?
Might make it in your. Let's see.
All right, we're good. We're live everywhere, on all
Live everywhere.
platforms. Yeah.
Make sure. Let's watch the YouTube chat. Who knows? People might be there again.
Sometimes I forget about YouTube, and I'll go back there, and there's someone's like, "Hi," from like 20
Hey.
minutes ago. Oh shit! Are they still watching? We don't know.
Okay, let me go here.
YouTube.
And there's someone's like, "Hi." Oh,
That's all you. Live
on all
everywhere.
platforms.
Not me.
Don't forget to record.
Yeah.
I'm about to pin this.
Damn, dude.
Sounds good to me, dude.
All right.
I just got a boost of energy. I know I was just saying I was sleepy, but now I feel a boost.
You got the zoomies.
Yeah, something just happened. I just saw it live, and I'm like, let's fucking go, dude.
All right.
Hey.
ready?
Yeah,
Let's,
I'm ready.
Well, we got technically 30 seconds or 1 minute. Wait.
Hey, man. Don't sound like the president, dude.
7:29. And it's 7:30. There you go. All right, let's
We're on.
go ahead and get started, dude. Let me go ahead and cue that up. Let me go ahead and do this.
Recording in progress.
All right, my G. It sound like Donkey Kong. Dude, you made it through another. Oh, what the hell am I doing, dude? Dude, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. My name is Mark,
And I'm Vic.
and we are To Live and Talk in LA.
Nice.
Oh man, a little bit of a brain fart.
That was a quick bounce back, though, dude. You like those karate guys. You jump right back on your feet, dude.
You know, any other pro would have stopped the podcast recording, which you can find on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or however you get your podcasts, and they would have done it again.
We keep it real here.
Yeah. Me, it's like, well, I mean, that was a little bit of a shout out to the old show, but you know, hey, man, I'm gonna keep it because your boy doesn't want to edit.
I think it was fun. It was like
You know,
an Easter egg.
Your brain just goes certain places sometimes, and my brain went somewhere else. I was like, I was starting the recording on Zoom, starting the recording on GarageBand, and playing with the levels and playing the music, and then I just went into autopilot, and my brain went somewhere else.
Oh, and make sure you press record.
No, this is recording.
Oh, you did already. Oh, great.
Yeah.
See, now I'm going to my autopilot, being like,
Yeah.
oh, we forgot again. You know.
You didn't hear consent bot?
I think I did.
2024. Yeah.
Yeah, you tune stuff out. You know.
Well, I mean, shit, dude. We out here, bro.
I get that though. Just the other day, I feel like we got back from our flight. I've been like dazed for a little bit, just kind of getting my flow back. And I was like supposed to be driving somewhere, and I just drove to the grocery store. I just drove to Vaughn's because I go to Vaughn's so often because it's right next to my house, and I get a few things. And then I just was like, why am I here? And I got all the way there. It's so weird.
So Vaughn's is your place to be.
I was supposed to go to the bank, and I accidentally drove to Vaughn's.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, you know, they're things you go to.
What is that phenomenon?
None.
When you are driving home from work, and then all of a sudden, you just transport to your driveway.
You're just there. You wake up, you're like, what the fuck? It's so true, dude. That happens to me. It's kind of scary.
I think that's one of the most scary things I've ever felt.
Yeah.
I feel, and I still do this randomly, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, am I doing such a good job that I have just made it home and my autopilot is awesome? Or did I
Were
run
you
over
asleep?
some kid? Yeah. Or was I asleep and just ignoring red lights and running over pedestrians? Which one is it?
God, it is so weird. I think that like we're so used to it that we can just basically we don't even need our brains anymore to do it, you know? And I think it's total autopilot, but I do think that like my brain is driving. I just think it's just like something switches off like a light, you know? I wish that I could activate that in other places in my life. Like if I'm waiting in line somewhere, God, I wish that I could just like, you know, and just wake up at the end of the line. You can't do that.
Yeah. No, man. I like it's a weird thing that will happen from time to time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about it, but it happens. And I don't like, well, actually, I know how I feel about it. I don't like it. It's actually kind of terrifying.
That used to happen to me driving from the Valley to Palmdale because I used to make that drive so
Oh,
often,
shit.
and that's like
Dude.
40 minutes. And I feel like I would just wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I'm on Parablossom. It's like the main highway off, and
Wait,
like, damn,
that's 40 minutes no traffic.
yeah, pretty much. And you're
Holy
jamming.
shit, dude.
Yeah, that's just how it
I don't,
goes, man. I think our body's trying to protect us, but who knows? We'll never know.
well, I mean, hey, here we are,
Yeah.
back from a couple of different things, back from Nawlins
Hell yeah,
specifically. It's our second trip together.
it is.
It is.
It
We
was a
did
good trip, man.
Vegas.
Yeah,
We did Vegas. Did you have fun with me in Vegas?
I did have fun in Vegas, but I will say I had more fun on this trip than I did in Vegas.
Hmm. Well, to break it down, if you follow me on Instagram at LarkMe, you probably saw some pictures that I was posting,
Yeah,
and an awesome boomerang I posted
that was sick.
with all of us in Nawlins. It was the bachelor squad party. It was a bachelor party. I don't know how what we're like. It's just a bachelor party,
It's a
right?
bachelor party. Yeah.
What's the you know how there's a bride squad and there's well, like, is there anything like that, or dudes just like it's a bachelor party?
I think dudes. I think there's something about being a dude where we're just like, I don't know, like who cares? We don't need a name, the proper name. You know,
Mhm.
we're at a bachelor party. You all know what it's about, and that's how it was all weekend. We would show
Mhm.
up somewhere, and like it was actually great having that because anytime someone would like talk to me, and I don't like know what the hell to tell these people, I could just be like, oh yeah, we're here for a bachelor party. It's that guy over there, and they're like, oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah, and then they just know the vibe, and they know that we're all basically probably
Yeah.
drunk, and they're just
Mhm.
into it, you know.
Yeah.
And I loved being able to just like just put that on people, you know.
Yeah.
You tell it to somebody, and they just like change their whole demeanor. It was pretty cool.
Well, it was so. Just for context, there was seven of us total, right? There were
Yeah,
seven.
there was
Okay.
7.
And we get to Nawlins, and the couple of days leading up to Nawlins, even like maybe 6 days before, I see the weather app and it says rain.
Yeah.
And did it just happen to be rain, or does Nawlins? Because that's how to live and talk in LA, people. I don't know if you've been to New Orleans,
We
but
have
the locals will always call it Nawlins.
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 Yeah.
And we made sure we did that for people. But like, is it hurricane season, or did it just happen to have a hurricane at that time?
I mean, I think it probably rains there a lot more than it does for us. So, because like to them, I feel like nobody even cared. There's people walking around in t-shirts. All the stores knew exactly what to do. They just closed up their stuff. Like it was just another day. I feel like for everybody, except for me and Javi and Carlos walking around with our umbrellas. Oh, just just absorbing it all. But I think to them, it probably rains like that all the time.
Yeah, it's rain does something to Angelinos.
Yeah.
And it brings out panic and fear and all the fun stuff, because the same thing happened when me and the Guatemalan went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida, or Florida, depending on how you want to call it. And at one point, it started raining fucking hard. And when inside me, the ugly Angelino, I'm like, oh my god, this place is gonna shut down. I'm freaking out.
The day's over.
What am I gonna do? The day's over. And then when you pause for 5 seconds and look around, people are just walking just the same speed as they were before it was raining, and it was just another day.
They're not even going like that, because with us, when we're walking in the rain, we're all like, like dodging around, ducking and dodging, nothing.
Yeah,
But I will do that. I'll hunch.
A hunch.
I'll
We
hunch a
do the
little
hunch.
bit.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, and it was happening in Nawlins.
I will say, like, I got used to it, and it wasn't but then I hit a threshold, and I was like, okay, now I'm too wet. And then I got cranky again. Like, it wasn't until Friday that I was like, okay, I'm tired of this freaking rain. Because I don't know if you remember this. We were out wearing our jackets, looking fly, and it got really rainy over there on Bourbon Street. and we just kept zigzagging around at different random places. We had nowhere to, we had no plan. And it's like, and we basically just did like back and forth, I think, like 3 times on Bourbon right there. And
Yeah.
I was fucking soaking wet, dude. And by the time I was just like, we just need to get somewhere because I kept going like this with my hair, and it was just like, I was like a wet dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hit
It's
my max.
it, when we got to the hotel, it was raining. We go up to the room, we check in, we do all the fun stuff, and then at some point g- we go up for a little bit of a light dinner. Then we go. Then at some point, DJ Buzz says, "I'm done," so he goes back to the hotel after we go to a bar after dinner. Right? That's the
Yeah.
thing. Again. I'm not going to talk about the whole trip, but
Some things stay in Nawlins.
we'll call it some key moments,
Yeah.
which is we go to the Absinthe Bar, which is on Bourbon Street,
Jesus
and I'm
Christ.
hobbling around all the time.
Ugh.
Like I'm hobbling around the whole time on
Yeah.
a cane, and at some point I'm just like walking slow, and like my ankle was the worst the first day and a half. That was the worst because I could not, if I stepped on any uneven floor, my ankle would just go, and it was just
Yeah.
bad news, right?
I
And
feel like that next morning it was swollen as frick too, dude. It was
Yeah,
very
it was.
like I was like, oh shit, he needs to chill.
Yeah. So we we go to the Absinthe Bar, and it's absinthe is not legal in a lot of places.
Is it not?
At least not in Los Angeles.
Oh,
And
wow.
In Vegas they had to make a synthetic version of absinthe.
Huh.
And like that shit like trips your mind up, right?
Okay.
And what they did was they sprayed the glass. But here in Nawlins, it was just absinthe. And he started making the absinthe, and he puts it over shot glasses, and he takes the sugar cubes and puts the fire on like a flaming moe. And I guess
It
that's
was
what
cool
makes
that he lit it on fire. That was pretty
yeah.
cool.
It's like he made it the flaming moe, and we're waiting for it. And as I'm watching him make the drinks, and it's kind of hypnotic, the corner of my eye sees it, sees the goal,
Like an
the
oasis,
goalpost.
dude. It just
And
appeared.
its hand grabbed me by the ankle and said, "It's okay, I got you." What do I see? I see the Touch Tunes jukebox.
Yes.
And if you know me, I love a good Touch Tunes jukebox and whatever the other app is, but because you can discreetly play music from your phone, and no one will technically know who it is, depending on the traffic of the place.
Yeah.
And your boy has credits from Buffalo Wild Wings. Your
This is
boy has credits.
honestly one of the funniest fucking things the entire weekend is how we kept going with this dude, the bartender. I was thinking about that on the plane on the way back. Like that is so funny.
And
Anyways, yeah.
the first thing I do is I play Creed One Last Breath. And I'm like, all right, let's
Banger.
go, dude. And because it's bachelor behavior, because it's my weekend, right?
Yeah.
Like Javi and Carlos are the first ones to bitch and talk shit, but they're like, you know what, this is his week, so it's
Let 'em
weekend,
have
so
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta let him have it, dude. We can't even talk shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever, talk shit, but that's very kind of you. We drink the absinthe, and absinthe is like it's two terrible worlds combined, which is it's strong alcohol which doesn't taste good,
Right.
and then when you layer the shit cake, it tastes like black licorice, which is the
Just
worst fucking thing.
Worst.
There's a very special, like a small amount of people who like black licorice, but when they like it, they love it.
Freaks.
They love it.
They do.
Like it's one thing if I like candy corn and people don't like it, but it doesn't taste aggressively bad. It just
Yeah.
tastes like candy corn.
It tastes like cheap candy. Like it's sugary.
Yeah. Black licorice has a very distinct taste.
Yeah. It's like, and it will like your tongue will reject it. Like for me,
Oh, for sure.
I'm drinking that and it's like my body hates this. It's not even like it's a bad taste. It's like
No.
worse than that.
My body's trying to reject it. I almost threw up drinking it at some point because
Yeah.
and that's when I got the Coke, not the
That
bumper
was
Coke,
a
because-
genius move, my friend.
Yeah, it took me back to the being 22, and when you're doing shots, you're like, give me a Coke as a chaser, give me a Coke as a chaser.
Yeah.
I had to channel that 22-year-old mark,
Dude.
and so like, I mean, now your boy's rock solid. Take some shots, and I'm all good. But like, I needed a Coke to chase that because it tasted fucking terrible.
I feel like the guys were teasing me. I don't know if I'm just dramatic, but I was like taking flack for this shit, and I was like, dude, this is the worst thing. Was it my face? Because every time I would drink it, I feel like people would be like, dude, you're nursing it. Finish it already. And I'm like, God, this is the worst thing ever. Like, I had to control my breathing in between sips to get that thing down, dude. I wasn't going to not drink it, though. It's like a Malort thing. I'm not going to not drink it, but I actually think this is worse than Malort.
Well, because it's a mixed shot, there's
Yeah.
more to it than just like a shot of Malort is a shot of Malort.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true. It's
in
a
shot
drink,
glass,
so you have
and
to
it's a
get through
drink.
it. Yeah.
This one, you got to just if you can't chug it down in one shot, which you got to be a G to do that. I couldn't do it, and I had to just
Fuck
nurse
no.
it too.
Yeah.
It was tough.
And the
Man.
Malort, they give you a beer that actually tastes pretty good to
Yeah.
wash it down. So, yeah, that was. I am not going back for that. You'd have to pay me to drink absinthe again. I don't know what other applications it has, different mixes or something. Like I just don't see it. I don't think it's in the cards for me.
And then at some point we're gonna come back to absinthe later, but like what we do is then we go to the casino. Like I think at some point that's when DJ Buzz leaves us, and
Yeah,
and then
somewhere in between.
Then we end up probably stopping at a bar one more time, but we go to a casino, and the reason why I want to talk about the casino is because I gamble a little bit in Philippines. I love gambling in Vegas, and it was my first time gambling in a different state that's not Vegas.
Yeah.
Maybe, I gambled a little bit here in
It's like a Native American
Yamava,
casino or something.
Pachanga,
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, my favorite thing about that was at some point I was at the blackjack table for a while, and then you were there, you left, you came back, and then there's this guy, super loud, bro.
Dude, he was nuts.
He was amped up
Yeah.
by 11, and he was just like, like he's those high energy bros, like, it wasn't coming from a mean place, but like I'm coming down from a Creed, One Last Breath, and absinthe, like, classy kind of drunk, right?
Sure.
And then he just starts yelling and whooping and everything, and he starts talking to us about like how much money he's lost and how he's bringing a porn star as his date to his wedding,
I did
his
not
friend's
like
wedding,
that.
because he's the best man.
Yeah.
And there you are, jujitsu, like
I know what you're gonna say.
being a dick.
I didn't even think about it, dude. That's why it's funny until you guys pointed it out to me.
Like the comments you were making to him, dude. Like it's funny because you were just being super, not passive aggressive, but like super snippy, and it was kind of nice to see.
Yeah, you know what,
You're
dude?
like, yeah,
I had just won some money, and I was buzzed, and I was out with my boys, and I'm never gonna see this guy again. That was my motto. Kind of, I do that shit all the time in LA anyway. But as I was over there, I was like, I don't care as long as I don't get like shot or get in a fight or something. It's fine. But I don't remember being mean to that guy. What was you say I was being snippy?
Dude, you were being kind of like you were making like backhanded compliments and like, oh, dude, yeah, you're so cool. It was shit like that.
I just can't help it, you know.
It was funny, man.
Don't tell me you're bringing a porn star to your buddy's wedding, dude. And
Yeah, and
talking about coke and like, I had to, and then he's yelling at the dealer. Like he was just all bad to me, this guy. But I don't want to be like mean to him. I guess I was anyway. But I think that was my way of getting through the conversation, is just being super condescending to this dude.
It was kind of odd because I was trying to wait him out and keep playing until he just got tired. And
Yeah.
he left the same time we did,
Yeah.
which I didn't like. I was like, dude, if you're gonna leave before me or leave after me.
Is that like some gambler meta thing?
No, it was just because like I was enjoying the game without him.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy. Like I was like, I'm just kind of trying to just lose money in quiet peace and just drink some Budweisers,
Taking it easy, chit chat a little bit with
And I don't like. Here is my thing about blackjack, because I'm not a pro by any means. I'm not counting cards. You hear that, Vegas? I'm not counting cards.
all
I know
above board.
basic. I know basic strategy, and I know when you should hit and when you should stay.
Mhm.
And I do the thing. It's like when someone's asking you for advice about you dating. It's like, I don't know, man. Should I break up with my girl? And you're like, man, like, I don't know if it's gonna be like, if maybe you should, but at the end of the day, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It's
you
your
kind of
life.
preface it as like, I'll tell you, but then I walk it back 10 times and I just say like, oh, like, but whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And I tell him like, like if you have a 14 versus an 8, the card player has 14, dealer has 8, you have to hit, because
Your
if
odds are gonna lose.
the dealer has an 18, the dealer's
Yeah.
not going to hit. You've already lost. You don't even have a fighting chance. So you got to hit.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there watching, and he's betting $75. He's betting $50. He's betting $100, and he doesn't know what to do.
He's staying on a 14.
Which, which is like, I don't expect everyone to know how to play blackjack, but when you do the math like that, and I'm like, I don't like, look, dude, you're looking at me. This is your money. I tell you what I do, and that's what it is. Because I don't really subscribe to the thought that if you make the wrong play, it causes me to lose. I
That
don't
drives me
really-
nuts when I'm gambling somewhere. That pisses me off so much.
Like, you took my card. It's like,
ugh,
technically, you don't know that, dude.
Anything could have happened. Shut up, dude. That's what I want to tell him. Like, nobody knows. If somebody else sits at the end of the table, it scrambles the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
And he was just doing all the fucking stupid shit, and I was like, all right, dude, like, you're a nice guy, but I'm kind of like done here. And then when we wrapped it up, he asked us if we had it, like, if we wanted to wait, if we had Coke, or if we wanted to wait for his friend from his town to come through.
No, dude.
And I was like, nah, not really. Like,
You don't
and-
need any of your Coke, dude.
There you go.
Imagine him on Coke. He was already being crazy.
I know.
We were just
I-
buzzed and having a good time. That guy was coming out of nowhere.
Let's fast forward to the next day, because like the next day, like, my ankle was swollen as fuck.
Wait,
And
I
said,
do want to
can't-
just say one thing really quick
Yeah, okay, go
about
for
the
it, go.
casino, because
Let's do it.
I'm not a gambler, okay? And I was so tempted to play cards, but it was like $20 a hand or whatever, and I'm like, God. So I pulled out $100. I lost 80 of it, and on my last $20, I went out. I was like, I'm gonna find the best machine, and I found one. I was down to $1.50, and I won all my money back, dude. And let me tell you something. I basically was even at the end of the day, or a little bit up, but going from that low and then spiking back up all at once and winning all my money back with $1.50 at the end was pretty insane.
It's
And it felt really good.
That's the art of gambling, my friend.
I know. And I'm like, God, now I just want to keep going. I was with Javi and Carlos. Carlos had lost some money, whatever, and we were sitting there, and I'm like, this is the machine. I picked it out by the animal. That's how we were going. Whoever has the best animal, that's the good machine with a lot of money. And it freaking worked, dude.
Yeah.
Those
Mixed with
free
you-
spins, shit starts lighting up. It's like, this is the best. I could be here all day.
It was good stuff, man. I was proud of you.
I had a lot
was
of fun
proud
that day. Yeah, that was really cool. But anyway, the next day, you were saying.
Next day, yeah. Well, DJ Buzz was sicko mode. He had to go to the hotel. He was
Yeah.
feeling a little upset tummy.
It happens, man. That's that gumbo, dude. That gumbo will do it.
Yeah. We go to the next day. We go. No.
Was it Brennan's or was that
we
the
go-
next day?
Dude, I'm confused. No. We don't go to Brennan's. We went for Big Nets.
Oh,
Didn't we?
yeah. Because we wanted
Yeah.
them the night before. And then we said, you
wanted
know
them
what? We're
the
going to get up and go in the morning. Yes.
We go, and that's when it's raining. It's a good time. But like my ankle was swollen as shit, and we
Yeah.
go to fast forward to like at nighttime. We go to this really fancy dinner spot, and I love. This is what I love. I love a heavy set server, a heavy set waiter.
He was great.
He was. I love that just in general because and especially in the suit, I feel like he has taste and it's refined and it's good food.
Boy knows how to eat.
And he knows how to eat Nawlins style, dude.
Yeah.
And he
He had a good
was-
accent, too.
He had a good accent and everything. We do these. We have our dinner. I buy shots for the table, and then I do my speech, and I like your boy starts choking up, dude.
Hey,
And
man,
I was
it's
like,
okay.
damn, dude. I had a good beer buzz going, and your boy got choked up during the speech.
Those martinis.
Yeah, the
Remember the martinis? We got $3 martinis? Ah, shit, man. All right.
$3 martinis, $3 max. Your boy was cooking on 2. Had some beers before, and your boy starts like choking up, like giving the
Choking up at the
speech.
Galatories, dude.
And I think it's important. It's really important for me to plant that seed. But I give the speech, I get choked up. The server is really funny. He's great. He gives great, like options. And then I don't know what it was with you guys, but you guys were really chatting it up with one of the people who were just dropping off the food, like that one
Yeah.
black dude. You guys were making him laugh, saying you were gonna get him in trouble.
He was clowning me. That's why.
Oh,
It was.
dude.
Do you know what? Do you don't know what we were talking about?
No,
So-
well, remind me.
So here it is, dude. Okay, so Carlos orders some coffee at the end of the dinner. You know, again, I think people can tell we're here for bachelor party, and they're like the dudes getting on the vibe, right? And they're like everybody's down to poke fun. That's something I liked about New Orleans is the service was great, but also everybody kind of knew how to have fun a little bit out there, and
Yeah.
it didn't feel like they were professional, but they could also like drop a little name calling here and there. Anyways,
Yeah.
so at the end of dinner, Carlos orders a coffee, and the guy's like, "Does anybody else want coffee?" I'm like, I will take a coffee. And then as he's leaving, he offers Carlos cream. He says, do you want cream with that? And he says, no, I'm good. I drink it black. Okay. So the guy goes out. He comes back. He brings my coffee. And I say, can I get a cream? Or can I get cream with that? And he's like, and then Carlos makes fun of me for ordering cream or whatever. And then the server is like, which is fine, right? You're going to get shit, right? It's for whatever. And the
Yeah.
server's like, yeah, bro, honestly, no one's ever asked for cream. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's this coming from? And I'm like, okay, well, you just offered it to him, which is why I was asking for it, because I thought that was the thing. He's like, yeah, I've never given anyone cream before. I'm like, okay, well, now I don't want it. And he's like, are you sure I can bring it? I said, no, I'm not going to touch it. Don't even bring it. Just don't even bring the cream. And you know what? The coffee was good black. That was pretty good coffee.
Galatore's is the place.
Galatore's. But I thought it was funny because I don't know if I got too loud or crazy on that guy because I was not trying to get him in trouble. I think we were all laughing, having a good time. He came back and he shook my hand. He was nice. And I told him, hey, bro, you were all good. It's totally cool. But I thought it was so funny that he was clowning me too. He's like, yeah, no one's ever done this. You're a pussy. Basically. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
We have dinner. We take pictures. We go to Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
And at Galatore's is the name of the place.
Yes.
Galatore's.
Nice.
Is that from YouTube? Is YouTube chiming in? Just
that's
oh, yeah,
no,
you
that
know,
was
okay.
Twitch that dropped it in there.
Yeah.
But YouTube,
Just-
maybe anytime you guys want YouTube, pop off, dude. It's all
just a
good.
reminder to read it.
Yeah, they're welcome to.
We go back to Absinthe, and the bodyguard or the door guy, the
Such a
bouncer,
cool guy.
was like he was like The Rock and Vin Diesel meshed into one. He was a nice guy, and then we started chatting him up because he was with us. He was there the night before. Immediately upon walking in, your boy opens up Touch Tunes again, plays
Of course.
Nickelback. How you remind me? I played that like the night before, and the bartender was like, "You motherfuckers, it's you who's playing this shit, isn't it?"
He knew immediately because when we were there last time, it was kind of dead. And then I
Yeah.
think we were there again, it was kind of quiet. And he immediately called us out, dude. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
He was not having it. He was like, "Oh, you like," and I think there was a little bit of playfulness into it, but I think
Yeah.
he was like, "Man, he did not want to hear it."
He does not like that song, I don't think.
And I was like, "You can neither confirm nor deny that I have played the song, sir. So I don't know what to tell you."
I'm a customer.
It's a,
I'm going to play my jams, dude.
and then it's always interesting to me. Like we go back to the same bar and we go to the same spot, but there's a chick sitting there by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And like we start talking, all of us, and we're like, "Hey, what are you here for?" Like she's here for work. She's doing a video, like she's shooting like
Photographer
a
or something?
videographer for a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Same speech. It's my bachelor party, and like she's like, "Hey," like, and we're having a good time, and I'm drunk at this point.
Yes.
And the only way to make a girl feel safe around a bunch of guys is to tell her that we're safe.
Yeah, they love that. When you got to just go through everybody and let them know all of our stories, right?
Yeah, he's safe. He's taken. I'm gonna get married. Well, technically, I am, and like this guy. Oh, he's kind of gay, but he's cool. Like,
Yeah,
and, like,
he can hang out.
Yeah, we're all good, and and I was like, if you want to hang out with us because you have nothing to do, cool. If you don't, then hard feelings. We're gonna go bar hopping.
We're fine either
And
way.
then
Yeah.
I think we stop at another bar. We get shots. And remember how we choked up earlier? And I was getting teary eyed, like
I seem to remember, yeah.
like this is like I talked about that. At this point, the floodgates start coming out, dude. Like the tequila, whiskey, tears, like all like the martini. The martinis did that to me.
I couldn't tell because it was raining so hard at first.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought you
I
were
mean,
just in the rain.
that's why you cry in the rain, because it washes away the tears.
Yeah.
And I'm thanking Javi for one of the best trips ever. And like, best man, my best man, Javi.
Yeah. Javi
And I'm
crushed it.
fucking sobbing, dude.
Yeah.
Sobbing. And like, that happens, like, like this will happen from time to time when I get so drunk and I'll start crying. But like, this was like good crying, right?
Yeah.
I was so
You were
my
going.
heart was warmed and it was touched, and like, but dude, like, I just remember, like, it was more, it was on the, like, along the lines of like scream crying, like, oh my god, I'm having the best time ever, and I'm just
It was so loud there.
crying.
You couldn't even tell,
I know that's the only good thing about
Yeah.
crying in Bourbon Street. If you haven't done it, try it.
Good
You
coverage.
get drowned out by loud jazz music.
Yeah. Yeah. Stand out in front of a large bar, you can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
You're soundproof there.
And like, at some point, like, we go bar hopping and take more shots, and then we're hanging out. I have to leave the establishment to go throw up, and then I don't think about it. I just go straight outside and throw up.
Yeah.
I come back in, and the guys are like, "You can't come in.
You're out.
We saw you throw up."
That's
Which, ironically, is the time where I'd be ready to boot and rally. I'm good.
I thought
just
you were fine.
Mm-hmm.
You seemed, after throwing up, you seemed pretty clear. Prior to that, you were like, kind of bobbling around a little bit. But once you puked it out, you were clean, dude.
I know.
They don't get
Ironically,
it.
they kicked me out when I was at my best.
Yeah, that's the best they'd seen you all night. Nah, it's a bummer. But you know what? Your boy had your back, dude. A good friend.
Yeah. It was you.
It was me. I walked
It
you
was
back to
you.
the hotel, dude. I
You
did.
did.
You know what?
We were like about a like 1 block away. Like, I don't know how far we were.
Yeah.
And you walked me home. You walked me back to the hotel. And because I was like, guys, go. Obviously, they won't let me back in. You guys have a good time. And I went back. Your
It's
boy
funny to
tapped out.
me because when, like, everybody's drunk, our processes just doesn't make sense, right? Like, we're all out there in the front, huddle, wasted, huddled around together, and you're like, I'm just gonna go, which makes sense. And the guy's like, no, dude, you can't go. We have to get you a lift, and everybody's fighting with you back and forth about getting a lift and not getting a lift, and you're like, I don't need it, and they're like, no, we're your friends, and I'm just like, it's literally right there. Let's just walk. And everybody's like, oh, okay, cool. And the other two, they go back inside to get into more trouble, and then we're off on the trail, dude. I just think it's funny. We were having a drunk argument out there about walking literally around the corner.
Yeah. The other thing, the last couple of things I wanted to recap, and feel free if there's anything I miss. One of them was we go to Brennan's the next day, and
This is great.
it was a place that is like a fancy. It's not a super fancy establishment, but it's up there.
It is.
It was a good brunch spot we went to. But it's famous, world famous, because it is the birthplace of a Banana Foster.
It's nice
Yeah.
being somewhere where the magic began, because you don't really see that too often.
You don't know.
I don't ever believe it, but there I was like, everything seems to be checking out here.
That's why
I believe.
Disneyland is better than all the other Disney places, because the magic happened there. That's where Walt Disney roamed around and smoked 20 cigarettes and backhanded a kid.
Yeah.
And now his head is cryogenically frozen up in a castle.
Authentic Walt
Authentic.
Disney.
Authentic. This is the birthplace of a Banana Foster, which is, hey, here's all the good food. Like, we're all wrecked and fucked, right, from the night before.
And they can tell, and they know how to work that into the service,
Yeah.
dude, which I like.
This is the crazy thing, which is there is a clear distinction of people and let's just use LA as a place. People are they may not love their job, they'll tolerate it at best, or they'll fucking take it out on you, the person. In Nawlins, everyone is in the service industry and food industry is they're just genuinely nice people who happen to be working in the service industry.
Yeah.
So those two things align, it makes for a better experience. And our server was this gracious host, telling stories, making jokes.
He had a story for everything. That guy was the best.
He was a story for everything. And he was calling us pussies for not wanting to go out
I love that, dude.
because we were just wrecked from the night before. He was such a chill dude.
Yeah.
He was he was easily a highlight of the night or
For
the
sure.
trip because um as the meal went on, Tony couldn't drink his drink. He was all like fucking like wrecked, and
Yeah.
he ate potatoes.
Potatoes and
Yeah.
bacon, dude.
And so like we're drinking, we're having a good time. All of a sudden the banana foster comes out, and he, like, the server himself serves up the banana foster,
Cooks
which
it.
is, like, it was ice cream and, carrot, like brown sugar, like a shit ton of it, and then you saute the
Butter, and he does the whole
bananas,
thing. Yeah.
does the flambe. And because it was a bachelor party, and because he was gay, he was
And
loving
because
it,
he's
dude.
so fucking cool, dude.
He was giving us the porn version of it, and he was just like, he was letting the flames rip, and he like moaned as he poured the
That
the
was
sauce
great.
that he made. It was a good time, man. Like that was a highlight right there.
I really
Of just like,
think, like, I wonder what it would have been like. We would not have liked that restaurant as much if we got a different server. Because I guarantee you, I was looking at the other servers and they were just in and out, just being professional. Maybe they have like a turn it on, flame on bachelor party mode and they can just do that. But I think that
yeah,
guy seemed to be like engaging with us totally differently than the other people I saw. And they stuck us in
yeah.
the back because I think they could tell we were a bunch of shitheads. Because there was like little kids and stuff in the front, like families. They literally put us around the corner and the big circle table with the most like interference. Because all we were doing was talking nonsense the whole time and like holding in our throw up, dude.
They were like girls dressed up for a tea party and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
they had
yeah,
like their little dresses. Like it was really sweet actually.
yeah.
But they were not the same vibe as us.
No, they're
It would
not.
not have been good if they were like sitting
And
next to us.
and he was like a highlight, man. And then like
So cool.
there was just like a lot, and the takeaway from this was like it was just a lot of like funny moments.
Yeah.
Like there were like, of course, drunken moments, but there were just like legit funny moments because
Yeah.
we're like we are all hanging. Yeah, is that the same? That's the same day that we are driving, or we're in an Uber, right? And we see the guy pedaling the huge fat black dude.
Yeah. That was
Is
later.
that,
Yeah.
that was later in the day. Oh yeah, so we go to the pool, we hang out,
Mhm.
have a good time there.
And then we went
And
off to the
it was just it was one of the most it was a bromance moment of just us
Yeah.
hanging at the pool and just like talking shit about Rocky 4 and laughing and
Yeah.
giggling. We all had the giggles, and it was probably the best my ankle felt because I'm in the pool.
Yeah. We had the
And
giggles the whole time, and I feel like we were just bouncing off. That was such a good group. It's a good group of friends you have where they're all chill and they can all take a little bit of shit and they can all dish it back out. And I felt like everybody was just kind of like roast. I feel like I was at a roast for like 3-4 days,
yeah,
but it also felt like the vibe's really good and we were just bouncing off each other the whole time. And nobody
Yeah.
was like too cool or whatever. So we were just laughing. I haven't laughed that much in a long time. That was like my main takeaway is like I laughed so much that weekend, more than years, probably in the past, like collectively. It was a lot. It was so
because
fun.
yeah, after the pool we go like it's all kind of a blur, dude. Like I don't know where we were going. Like
We
were
went to go get po' boys. That's what we wanted because we wanted to chill. That was our chill day, right? So we got a nice
Oh.
breakfast. We went to the pool and just kind of kicked back. And then
Mhm.
he told us to go. Our server told us you should go check out Frenchman Street. They have music, right? And we wanted po' boys, so we went over to Frenchman Street, got our sandwiches, and then drank some beers. And we were chilling. There was that little like night market thing
Yeah.
that we kind of
Well,
walked around.
there was the there was the guy, the pedicab, just struggling, fighting
Dude.
for his life with a huge man in the
biggest
back of the
man.
thing. And you could see him putting his had the SpongeBob legs meme.
Dude, that
He
guy
putting
was
in
busting.
work, bro.
Yeah.
He was hauling ass.
You know,
dude.
the thing is, and this is the same thing, no matter what industry, dude, even the bike courier people, they've got the heart, dude. Okay?
Yeah.
That's just the difference between here and LA is like if you go to a nice restaurant here, they will do the service, but I feel like they're just kind of doing the job. And I feel like their heart was in it. Like they wanted us to be happy and they were fun about it. Like it's just a different experience. Same thing with the bike guys. He's like, he saw that, he's like, get in, bro. We're doing this. Even if
Yeah.
you weigh 4 times my weight, we're gonna get you there.
Yeah.
That was a trooper. That was Jar Jar Bunks. That's when that came out too,
Yeah.
and that was hilarious. A lot of
Jar Jar
random
Bunks.
jokes.
Mhm.
That's good.
It was, I had like such a good time. and like I felt the love, and I felt like I was hobbled on one leg, and it was I just had a good time, and I thank you, Victor, for coming. Thank you,
Yeah,
like I
of
see DJ
course.
Buzz in the chat, like if you're listening to this and you came, like I really appreciate you, and like I see Javi in the chat, like honestly, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's the reason why I picked you as the best man. Like,
He
and
freaking nailed it.
I'm gonna start crying again, and I'm gonna start sobbing into the mic, and I'll
Do
start
it.
screaming, and there will be no jazz music to drown me out because I mean, there's a reason why I picked him as the best man because we've known each other for so long, and I would have been happy with 1/8 of that trip, which is just hanging out. But like to put together something like that, and to have all the right people there, it was the best. And like I always like I will gush about it forever and verbally, and like thank you, Javi, for that. Thank you, Victor, for coming. It was a good time, man. Like
It's like a core memory, dude. You know?
it's a core memory at this point. It's
Yeah.
like inside out. A bing bong is pushed out of my head, and now I'm hanging out with my ding dongs.
I felt like, and not to gush too much, you know, 'cause these are like
Mhm.
some of these guys are kind of new to me. I've seen them before. I haven't talked to them a whole lot.
Yeah.
I felt like I feel like when I got back home, I felt like when I was a kid and I went to summer camp and I like made all these new friends and I actually had the best time. And I was like, you know, you're
Yeah.
apprehensive at first about doing it. And then you get there and then you don't want to leave, right? Like
Mhm.
that was the kind of energy I had
Yeah.
when I was back home. And I was sitting there talking to my girlfriend, like talking about Jar Jar Bunks and like stupid jokes and making fun of people and whatever. And she's like, "Oh yeah, it sounds like you had a really good time." And I couldn't recapture the essence of how funny it
Yeah.
was, and like
No.
all the stuff that went down because you had to just be there. And it's like
You had to be
I
there.
was thinking, man, like it's funny because you don't know what you're missing out on. And a lot of times I'll say, I'm good, I won't go to something. And it's like this is one of those trips where you just don't know what you miss. But like, man, I am so glad that I went because if I didn't, like, I'd have missed out on so much fun, dude. You know,
Yeah.
it's just totally worth it. It was a really good trip for sure.
And it was in Nawlins, dude.
Yeah.
The one thing I will fucking bitch about and is what started the trip, which was I had to get wheelchaired across. Well, that wasn't even the issue. The wheelchaired across from fucking Terminal 3 to Tom Bradley Terminal.
That was so far.
You
Yeah.
weren't there for that, but you had to walk that, so you know how far it was. And I was on a cane doing that.
Yeah.
The issue was sitting down at the restaurant that happened to be open, which was a bar, and they gave
Santa
us
Monica
food.
Brewing something. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us a food menu and a drink menu. And do you guys want any food? At first we said no, and I said, you know what? Like, can I get an order of bacon and cheese fries? It's 10 a.m., right? Or like
You're
it's
just
like
getting started now, man.
it's
Okay.
9 it's 9 a.m. I'm ordering a beer. Let's fucking go.
It's bachelor party. Let's get it. Cheese fries.
And she says, "Well, we're not serving that. It's breakfast only." And I was like, "Breakfast only?" Oh, like okay. So I look at the menu, and I don't want a full-fledged meal. I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna get something. Can I just get these
Just a
potatoes and bacon?"
Yeah.
Which ironically is the same fucking thing I wanted, which was bacon and cheese fries minus the cheese. So when she brought out the food, it was essentially chopped up French fries and bacon,
Hilarious. Looked like
which I
not great, by the way.
eh, and I just thought, what the hell, dude?
Because the thing is
What?
funny is she chopped up the fries, is what it looks like. So instead of chopping the fries, she could have just chopped up the bacon, sprinkled a little cheese on there. It's the same thing. It's like I felt like she just did it in reverse order and didn't want to make you what you wanted, you know?
I didn't like that, dude.
Mm-mm.
That bummed me out.
The trip did bounce back, though, I will say. I think there was,
Oh,
a
hundo.
lot of highlights. Pumped to try the beignet. I think watching football at the casino was also super fun. Everybody was hyped, which is dope. There's just like a lot of people there. I just feel like it felt like Vegas, but better. Like Vegas with like history and some class and like different stuff to do. And I felt like there, like you could just like give anybody a high five and they're like down, or whatever. Like everybody was cool.
Well,
Literally.
that's the thing about a place like Nawlins versus LA. Okay, like aside from the size, like because obviously LA, Los Angeles is a bigger place. The thing about a place like Nawlins is everyone is collectively bought into things, which is they're bought into the theme of jazz and having a good time, and they're good people, and it shows in the service wherever you're talking to the bell, like the door guy versus the guy who checks in your bags versus the guy who moans while he pours sauce on your banana Foster, right?
Yeah.
like, but they all like it's a football town too because they're all watching the game and they're all screaming. And it was the first game of the season. It's
Yeah.
not playoffs. It's not the Super Bowl. In LA, it's so huge and sprawl and like and massive. Nobody likes the same thing.
Right.
And everyone's too cool for things. And like, yeah, we'll go watch like the Rams. We have two teams, but like no one's really fucking cheering. Everyone that like comes to the games, like, you can probably argue 50% of the fans are the away team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you go to like a Packers game, the whole field's gonna be Packers fans. Just
Yeah.
because there's people all over the place from different. There's no common. I feel like love for stuff besides like the Dodgers, maybe the Lakers, but otherwise it's tough. It's tough to find people that are your people.
Yeah,
It's true.
that that was the magic of Nawlins, dude.
Yeah. I want to go back. I was thinking like at first I was like, oh, it just kind of feels like any city. Like I feel like that a lot when I go places. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but it just kind of feels like another city. Like they don't always have like a reason, Like Chicago, I loved it. The food was great. Just felt like
Yeah.
normal people though. It didn't really seem
Yeah.
like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I do feel like New Orleans had a little something special going on. And I don't even
They-
think we scratched the surface of like things you can do there.
I don't think
So
so.
I could totally go again with family or whatever and like have a good time,
Yeah, I think so. Um, so we get back on Sunday. I have my appointment at the doctor's, the orthopedic specialist on Monday.
Yeah.
And I sit down, do all the paperwork because paperwork takes about 70 minutes to do, obviously.
Yikes.
Do all that. I get an X-ray and I meet with the doctor and he runs an ultrasound and it's official. Your boy has a torn Achilles. It's
sorry,
torn,
dude.
dude. It's torn.
All the way through or just like a little bit? Like what does it
No, it's
torn
torn.
mean?
He said it's torn.
Just-
Like it's not
okay.
a partial tear, it's torn.
Wow.
So I have to get surgery next Thursday. It's funny because like I don't know if this I know it has happened to one person who's listening right now, but they weigh out the options for you, which is like you can actually let it heal by itself, get a cast, but you're only limited to like low impact activities and workouts. And if you ever want to like get back into like sports and high workouts, then you have to get the surgery. And I heard that and I was like, dude, low impact workouts, like I'm out, dude. I just said I'm gonna do the surgery. But as he's talking to me, do you remember the first episode of Breaking Bad when Walt finds out he has lung cancer and it's just white noise hitting his head? That was me sitting there like I can't believe it's torn.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like worst case scenario. I thought I kind of dodged it, but I knew. I knew because I heard the pop and I felt the kick and everything that everyone talks about when you do it. I felt that.
Yeah.
And I was hoping I kind of cheated that, one way or another. But I knew. Your boy knew, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't think it had torn because you were powering through the whole weekend, and I just felt like I didn't know you could do that. Like I thought that if you tore your Achilles that you were just like you just were out until you did something or got like a brace or something. Like you were just like walking around like miles, it felt like on that thing.
It felt like miles, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's slowly getting better in that sense where like I was able to move better, but I mean, like I'm in a brace now. I'm still walking around with a cane. It's like my first massive injury,
Yeah.
and it sucks. It sucks. But like I mean, like I was projected a 9 to 12 month recovery to get to 100%. So I have
Is
to
that like
do
with,
the
like-
surgery.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to do surgery, then I have to chill for a week, and then maybe I can go back to. I should be able to go back to work in a week, and then in 10 to 14 days I'll take off the cast, and then I have to do stretches and go to physical therapy, and it's gonna be a long grind, dude. And
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying that. I have to sit through all of that and go through all of it. It's weird.
I know it sucks, dude. And I'm sorry. I mean, there's no other way around it, it's bad news. But I mean, surgery, like I think you're right to do it because you want to get back to your lifestyle and like, yeah, it's a year, but a year in the grand scheme of things goes by quick. And I feel like, I don't know, I am proud of you for sticking it out and like going and doing the thing and partying with us and having fun because like, I don't know. I think a lot of people, if that happened, they'd just be like, "Oh, nah, cancel it," like whatever. But you like wanted to go out with the boys, and I think it was worth it. Although I'm sure you were fighting through a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was worth it for you.
Oh, it was 100% worth it. Dude.
Yeah, dude. But so we'll just take it chill for the next year. You know me, dude. I don't do extreme stuff or activities really. So you want to hang on me anytime, we will take it easy, dude. I'm down with that.
My man. Dude, I feel like a lot's been going on, dude. Especially with James Earl Jones died. Speaking of all the Star Wars shenanigans we were doing with Jar Jar Binks, he's dead.
He was Mufasa, dude. He
I
was
didn't know he
Mufasa
was-
to me first.
He was Mufasa. He's an EGOT.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
he's a talented guy.
He's one of the few, dude, who's got an EGOT, and he's dead.
What a voice. I think he has some deal with Disney now, though. They can use his voice like forever for Darth Vader or something.
He licenses his voice to AI.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
What a voice to that's a big gain, I think, for AI. It's a pretty big come up.
It's a huge gain for AI, but it's a huge thing for his family.
Yeah.
Like, that voice will make money forever.
Yeah.
And then he'll have AI be able to make him say, "Fuck me hard, daddy," and it'll be all good, dude.
So I was just thinking, I'm hoping they'll like honor his memory and there's some kind of like guidelines there because I don't want them making dumb soundboards of him saying shit like that, dude, But
I mean,
who knows? He doesn't need the
there are-
voice anymore, I guess they're thinking, right? So it's
I mean,
different.
there already is. Like, you've seen those videos of Trump and Biden playing Call of Duty.
I guess that's true. It doesn't really matter. Nothing is safe.
That's safe, dude. I mean, that happened. We had the debate last night.
Did you watch it?
I just saw clips. I
Yeah.
don't have like the bandwidth to watch anything right now, but like
Yeah.
I saw the clips.
My buddy wanted to play computer games, and then I realized, oh my god, it's the debate, and I had to watch, dude. I watched the whole thing front to back, to be honest.
All right,
And
well, hit me, correspondent. What did you think?
I mean, look, everybody knows the state of things. I think. I mean, I don't know that like any of this is news to people in terms of Donald Trump and like who he is and what he sounds like talking to to groups of people. He did come out with some crazy stuff as usual. I mean, he's talking about the dogs and cats being eaten by Haitian immigrants, and he's talking about post-birth, abortions, murdering babies, all this lunatic shit. But I don't think anybody really cares or is phased by that, and unfortunately. But I do think, I don't know, it was good to see Kamala Harris. I felt pretty good after watching her and listening, and I'm like, okay, she seems composed, like she's not she seems smart and composed and put together, and like she's got this, which was nice because when I was watching the one between him and Joe Biden, I was just filled with this like just sense of dread, and I was like, oh my god, like, and I actually feel a lot more just like, okay, this is okay, we're in a good spot, we're gonna be fine. It's kind of what my takeaway was from that.
It's really interesting because like the consensus was Kamala just wiped the floor with him, right?
Yeah.
Which, like, like, is it a surprise to me? Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
She
It's not a
should.
surprise. Yeah, she should, right?
Yeah.
But like, at the end of the day, I feel like these debates don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
The everyone is so entrenched in what you're gonna vote for. It's hard for me to find someone like who is on the fence right now.
Yeah. Undecided voters. Like,
Yeah, like,
who are they?
I feel like in the 90s you'd have like these, like a panel of like, here's 12 people who are, like undecided voters, and they're, like,
Yeah.
they're just here to listen and they can be swayed. I feel like you're entrenched in your ways. I feel like watching the debate, whether you love Kamala or you love Trump, you didn't walk away feeling any different. Like, you loved your person even more, and you hated the other person even more.
Yeah.
And there's like, is the debate really swaying anybody anymore? And I don't think it is.
Unfortunately, I think people are so like it's so extreme nowadays, the differences between the two options, that most people, I think there are some people that are undecided, or that I think are like, they don't like Trump, but they needed someone that they can trust, that they feel comfortable with voting, that was not Joe Biden. I think they're like, I don't like Trump, but I dislike Biden for being old and a Democrat. And I think maybe they'll be able to accept someone who at least has their shit more put together, even if they don't totally align with them. Maybe, but it's like, I also think it's kind of like, I don't know who they say it moves the needle like 1.5% or something. Is what I heard in a podcast today. Like that's the most you can get out of a debate, unless it's like a total disaster or something. Which a lot of people would say this one was right. Everyone knows that he did a bad job, but I just think like for Kamala, if she says something crazy, it totally blows up in her face, right? Because we hold her to a higher standard. Whereas with Trump, it's like he can just say literally whatever crazy stream of conscience, just nonsense he wants, and it's fine unless he really has to go out there to like upset people at this point, but. Anyway, I think it was good, and I felt good watching it. And we'll see. I don't think he wants to do another one, so that might just be a one and done. But we'll see.
Well, he's had to debate two people at this point, right?
Yeah,
He debated against Biden, and now he's debating against Kamala.
I mean, he really. Yeah, the first one was different experience. I feel like he was kind of just up there against a. He was losing it. He was in brain fog mode, Biden, I think, last time. He was not clear.
Well, I just love the fact that he said, I saw it on TV.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
I saw it on TV. It must be true.
It's like, that's such the perfect response for anything. It's the perfect normal person response.
Right.
If I heard that in Nawlins in a bar, overheard, like I saw it on TV, I'm like, okay, like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch on the big stage on a presidential debate, and you say, I saw it on TV, you're like, I don't know, dude. Like, this guy's like, it's not the best response.
Yeah, and then they said, "Hey, do you have a plan to replace Obamacare or whatever?" And he says, "I have the concept of a plan or something like that." And everyone's like, "Okay, what the fuck, dude? What does that even mean?" It was funny. There's some highlights there, but I don't know. People should watch it. Apparently, Kamala Harris posted the whole thing as an ad, so you can just see it as an ad on Twitter.
Have you seen Kamala Harris' sister?
I have.
Yeah, dude.
Good genes there, dude. Even Kamala Harris, she can get it, dude. She's pretty.
Is she the hottest president?
I would say so. Yeah, if she gets elected, to me she's the hottest president. Pretty easy.
There's Obama. There's George W.
A lot of competition there. Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think it's as clear as you think it is. As clear a runaway for Kamala as you think it is.
Maya Harris is her name. Let's see.
Let's look her up.
I'm looking her up. Yeah, she's pretty. You can tell her sisters though. They have that same kind of like nose and eyebrow sort of shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're both pretty ladies, But hottest president, maybe that could be the next step for her. I don't even know if she's thinking about that right now. I don't know if that's like on her goals, but it's not a bad one to take home. 100 years from now, people are still talking about you for being the hottest president. That's pretty dope.
I also think it's interesting right after Taylor Swift announces her endorsement for Kamala, like at the end of that debate.
Yeah.
It's I'm just more interested in the fact that how much pull she has.
I think she kind of has. She has a lot. I think.
She does. I mean, we talk about Steph Curry endorsing her, and I don't know if LeBron has done it, and all these other actors, but like when Taylor Swift did it, dude, I'm not a Swiftie, but I felt it. I felt the endorsement running through my phone on Instagram the minute she posted it. I was like, damn, dude. Like,
it blew up.
Heavy.
It's got a lot she got a lot of following on there, dude.
This shit heavy, bro.
Yeah. It's about freaking time too. I mean, come on, dude. What are we talking about here? Did you see Elon Musk's response to her?
That he was in the get her pregnant?
What a fucking weirdo, dude. I'm looking at it right now. He says, "Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life." What are you talking about, dude?
I'm gonna get her pregnant.
Such a fucking loser, that guy. I just can't believe it. And it's like people used to think he was so smart and all this stuff, and he just like continues to just dig himself in a deeper hole. Like, I don't understand this man.
Well, I'll never forgive him for what he did to Twitter. As someone who never used Twitter, he the algorithm is so fucked, and I've talked about it before, but my algorithm is just pure disgusting fights where someone is close to dying or probably dies.
People getting
and
kicked in the head.
And yeah, kicked in the head, and it's ratchet shit. And that never happened when it was under whatever.
They had actual moderators. And I think they would like filter through the content a little bit, That reminds me, did you see that guy getting arrested in Nawlins? I took a
No.
video. He was at the absinthe bar. This guy got arrested when we were there the second day with that talking to that chick.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm just completely gone, dude. What was he getting arrested for?
I don't know. Apparently they cut him off, and then they tried to tell him to leave. The bartender, The Rock, told him, "Hey man, you gotta go." And I guess he was like standing his ground, which I will never understand. If somebody's like, "Hey man, you're drunk, you need to go," like I'm not gonna fight this like 6'4" super jacked security guard. He ended up calling the cops, and they told him, "Hey, leave." He didn't leave. They put his ass on the ground and handcuffed him, and it's just like, you didn't have to do that, dude. You know, it was so easy to just leave, walk away. I don't understand these people.
You're standing on business, dude.
Yeah. You know what else I was shocked to hear today?
What?
And they say like, don't meet your heroes or whatever, and celebrities are people too. They mess up. But have you heard about Foo Fighters Dave Grohl? You heard this news today? He reveals he cheated on his wife. Welcome to baby outside of his marriage, dude. Look, it happens. But I can't believe it's Dave Grohl, man. Like he seems like the best dude, you know?
That's Dave Grohl, and at the end of the day, he's like a nice guy. He's super chill, but I think we all forget he's a rock star.
Yeah, but he's like better than that, dude. He has 3 daughters, bro. You know?
Yeah, he kind of, I don't like. Look, dude.
Okay. Here's a little more. Here's I'm gonna just add to this. Okay, I'm gonna build it.
You're affected.
I'm gonna build it a little bit. No. I'm just, and this is gonna make me sound like a bad guy, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna cheat on your wife, like, wrap it up, bro. No, like, you're Dave Grohl. Like, why is she pregnant and having a baby? Like, it just seems avoidable.
Well, how do you know he didn't? That's the thing.
I guess not. Maybe he's just super potent. You know,
Because chicks could be trifling, dude.
he's got that rock star juice in him, dude. And it's different.
Hey, he has the rubber, and all of a sudden she squeezes it out.
Yeah, maybe. Or
That could be that. That's why you got to bring your own hot sauce.
This is true, man. Maybe she poked a hole in it or something. I just don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. People who have these like affair babies, I'm like, I just thought you were smarter than that, bro. But maybe it was an honest mistake, or maybe she trapped him. I don't know.
It sounds like this just became like, for your love for Dave Grohl, this is a monkey wrench.
It is. I'm disappointed in him, and I'm not trying to sound like some cheater sympathizer with these like, wear a condom, whatever stuff. But it's just like, come on, dude. I'm disappointed for him, and his family has to be devastated right now with this news. So we'll see. I'm gonna follow along the saga. I do love celeb drama every once in a while, so this is my new kick.
Right now you are not saying "There goes my hero."
I can't even say it, dude.
Yeah,
I can't even with this guy.
I thought it was interesting that he got a divorce lawyer ready before the announcement, like just in case, because like you gotta have to figure, like he's hedging his bets. That was kind of like playing blackjack. Dealer showing an ace, and he's like, "Do you want insurance?" And he's like, "I'm taking the insurance."
Yeah, he can smell it in the air. I think he knows.
Well, if it makes you feel better, he cheated on the wife that he's with now. She was the other woman at some point with another.
Wait, is this
when he was married to
true?
somebody else. Yeah,
Oh my God, Dave.
I saw it on TV.
It must be
But, like,
true.
Yeah, that was what I mean. This is the next level of I saw it on TV. So people were talking about it in the comments on Reddit.
I fall prey to a lot of Reddit threads as well, and I'm like, why would this guy be saying this if it wasn't real?
I mean, what does he have to lose? What does he
Yeah,
have to gain?
I guess
don't
if he
know,
was
man.
cheating on his first woman with his second one and then he thought that was love, and then now he's, doing his thing again. So, what can you do with this guy?
Yeah, I think you seem affected by it, which is okay. Like, honestly, it's okay because, like, going back to my statement, like, he was a rock star with Nirvana. Like,
We're surprised he made it this far without a scandal, I guess.
Honestly, it's kind of like, hey, man, like, if it was a rapper, you'd be like, whatever. But because it's Dave Grohl, because like we were like, oh, he's more refined, or he's not. He's Dave Grohl. He's a rock star, dude. This is what he does.
He's 55. He's a 55-year-old rock star. He met her at the Sunset Marquee Whiskey Bar in LA in 2001. So this is kind of old news.
Wait, that's the other chick?
I think this is when he, yeah, and this is one I'm reading now. Former model, he made a move, or maybe this is his wife now. I don't know. I don't even want to read this because it's stressing me out. So
Yeah,
whatever, dude.
you're upset, dude. You gotta let it go.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm moving on.
I felt this story. It was kind of tough because it aligns with injury. Soccer player injured after pretty hefty sneeze. A soccer player in England has been ruled out with an injury after a pretty hefty sneeze, according to his head coach, Victor Adebayo, who plays for Bolton Wanderers in League One, the third tier of English soccer, hurt his back due to a sneeze on Monday. Victor has been suffering with a nasty back injury, and a sneeze set it off yesterday, believe it or not. Have you ever hurt yourself? What's the stupidest way you've hurt yourself?
I mean, well, I was already sick a couple weeks ago, just about sneezing directly. Like, I was sneezing like 2 weeks ago when I was sick, and it would make my entire body hurt. So, like, I can understand that, but to injure yourself as a result of a sneeze is pretty crazy, dude. I don't know if I buy it. That is a pretty dumb story.
I don't think I've ever seen you sneeze.
I don't sneeze a whole lot.
You don't, huh?
But when I do, I really let them loose, though. I don't hold them in. So you would have seen it by now. I guess one way that I hurt myself was sticking those rocks in my ear. That hurt, and that was really dumb.
Yeah.
No, that was a dumb story. But never anything like this. It's accidental sneeze thing. That's a bummer.
I have a hot take. I love sneezing.
Really?
I think it feels great.
Oh my God. You ever sneeze when you're driving? It's terrifying.
No, the worst one is sneezing while you're taking a piss.
Yeah, or number two.
Nah, well, it hurts, and during the current stream of going number one and pissing, that hurts because it cuts the stream off for a second, and you resume back in business.
Does it really? I always thought it was just like, and like go like more, you know?
No, it hurts, dude.
Ah.
That might be the dumbest way I hurt myself is sneezing while pissing, because that does not feel good.
Yeah, you get a little bit of splash on yourself too, maybe if you're not careful, dude. That's true.
But sneezing, like in general, it's such a relief, and I feel great doing it, and I actually don't mind sneezing.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm a loud sneezer though. Mm-hmm. Like some people are kind of like graceful sneezers. I would say I'm an ugly sneezer. It's like a shout.
Like
yeah, I go like that. Like it's like it's really loud. Like it's like I'm roaring.
How do you cover your sneeze? Show me.
Or I go like this, and I'll stick it in my shirt, which seems crazy because then you get wet. You get wet chest under the shirt. But I would rather me have a soaking wet sneeze chest than let that out onto other people. I'm too courteous, dude.
It's just tough when you're wearing a white T-shirt and you see the wet go.
Yeah, and now they can see your nipples and you're sneezing. You know.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I do it for you guys.
Were you always a Dracula cough guy or a sneeze guy to cover, or was that a COVID thing? Because I think that was like.
I think I got that from my dad. My dad is pretty good about like consciousness and like not bothering people. It's like a big thing that he instilled in me. So I've always been kind of that way. I'll take you one further. I don't even like when people. I use my elbow for stuff like to turn things on, or like buttons and things. I use my elbow. I'm very like non-hands germs. I don't want to share anything. No shoes though. People who kick things are ridiculous. Use your elbow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel like the crossing light.
Yes. When people kick that, it pisses me off, dude. Use your elbow. Who do you think you are? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that because the kicking of it, I'm not a fan of. How do you flush the public toilet then?
I just use. Well, honestly, I'll just use my hand usually. I don't really care. I'm gonna wash my hand. Like I am very like. I realized I'm not that weird about. Do you really use your?
That or use like the fist.
But it's like as long as you don't like suck on your finger after or between washing your hands, like it's fine. That's how I feel. Like I don't really get it.
But what if you forget to wash your hands as you're leaving?
I don't do that. What I'll do is I'll do like a 30-second hand wash if I have to like touch something that I think is nasty. But I don't know. I think like bathroom, I always wash my hands, and I'm not really that worried about like touching stuff. Like I remember one time, and I'll never forget this. I was like 5 years old. I was in the bathroom at like a restaurant with my dad, and I dropped a piece of the towel, to the paper towel to dry my hands, and he's like, "No, just leave it. It's touching the floor. Don't touch it now. It's dirty." And I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, you fucked up. You gotta leave it now." And I'm like, I thought that was so weird because I'm like, why don't I just pick it up and throw it in the trash? You can just pick it up like this, you know? I'm not gonna like roll it around in my face.
Or your dad, Howie Mandel.
He's a clean guy,
He's a germaphobe.
kind of, maybe.
Your dad, your dad is crippled in fear of
I don't
germs.
mean to put my dad on blast if he's listening right now. He probably isn't, but I remember that though, you know.
Mhm.
And he's serious. I still think to this day he probably leaves them on the floor. So,
Well, actually, like when you mention that, I think my parents instilled a fear of germs in me when I was younger, like really young.
how?
I always remember I was at it was either at a daycare or someone's like house. It was like I don't know who it was, but they had that Fisher Price trumpet, and I remember I saw it and I said, "Dude, I want to fucking play with that. And I'm gonna go ahead and start blowing on it." And my parents stopped me like I was like, like when Secret Service like tackles the president and stops him. It felt like that, and my parents were like, "Don't. There's germs. It's gonna get you sick. You're gonna get ill."
Oh,
And that
jeez.
always stuck with me. And for a while, I was kind of a germaphobe, especially with sharing drinks. I didn't want to share drinks with people for a while. It took me a while to kind of shake that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I stopped being a germaphobe, and then
Once you get to
COVID
high school, you got to
happened.
let that go, dude. Because you got to be able to share drinks with chicks and hugging and a lot of touching and stuff. You know, that's when it starts
Oh,
coming into
for
play.
sure. You got to do it.
You got to do it, dude. This is the
Um,
trauma we live with.
yeah, now I can never blow in your Fisher Price trumpet anymore, dude. Like my parents ruined that for me.
We'll get you your own one of these days. Maybe for Christmas.
Last story I'll leave us on. Guy Fieri was mistaken for a bartender and told to get back to work while hanging at Sylvester Stallone's house.
No respect.
Fieri was mistaken for a staffer when he was invited to the Rocky star's home as a guest in 2020, the chef, author, and TV host said on In Depth with Graham Bessinger this week. The spiky-haired star, who's known for his unfussy food and wardrobe choices, was wearing a denim jacket in the resident's cigar room. "I'm looking around, and his lady comes in and goes, 'Lose the jacket, get going,' Fieri said in the video below at the 1 minute mark. She thought I was there to work. She thought I was a bartender." The woman, whom he didn't name, was embarrassed when she later figured out that the bartender outfitted in a denim jacket was in fact the mayor of Flavortown.
Wow. Can't take that back.
I like Guy Fieri.
I also
We don't
like
make
Guy
fun of-
Fieri.
we make fun of him, but like I mean, I hope we do that with love because I think he's a chill dude.
He's a good dude. He does good things. I don't love his look, but you know what? That's his look, and it's iconic because people can spot him out of a crowd. You know what I mean? He's got his look.
I remember hearing, I saw this on TV. He was dressed up like a regular dude for his TV shows, and then one day, like I don't know if like he was out of shirts or something, but they said put this on. He's like, "What the hell is this?" And that's what helped him take off.
Flaming button-up shirt.
Yeah,
That's his shit, dude.
and now that's him.
I don't know how good he is at cooking either. Like, I don't really know. I think some people on, well, and I know we're going to wrap up here, but I feel like some people on Food Network, like, are they all good at cooking or some of them just good at eating? Because I could be on Food Network just as a guy who eats stuff, and I think I could do pretty well.
I think how I look at him is I think he's a good chef. I think he knows how to cook. I think his demographic is appealing to. It's not a classy type of person. It's
Yeah.
like the regular person. I'll put it in quotes. I think like so for him to break down the food of like we're not gonna see Angelina Jolie eating a double fried burger and talking about how great it is.
I
You
wish.
probably see it from Padma Lakshmi, right? Like she can eat, but she's the anomaly. But you trust someone like Guy Fieri to go ahead and do that place and go eat in places in the rural area of Minnesota.
He's a man
You're
of
not
the
gonna s-
people. It's true.
He's a man of the people. That's just what it comes down to.
Hmm.
He's the mayor of Flavortown, and he has trash can nachos. I kind of like those, by the way.
I love the flavor. I love Flavortown. I love saying we're going to Flavortown. Like I love that. So I appreciate him bringing that into the world.
It's a thing, man. Well, I think that's a good place to go before we hit Flavortown. Victor, where can I find us?
You guys, we are To Live and Talk in LA. You can find us live streaming every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube. You can also find us every Friday. We post the podcast recording wherever you get your podcasts. And finally, follow us on social media, TikTok and Instagram. Show us some love, guys.
Dude, good times.
Peace.
Back from Nawlins.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week pre-surgery.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how you do then. All right. Peace.
Nice.
Look at that, dude.
Another one in the books.
I know. It's episode 30. Do you know what episode that is?
I always forget. I always do. I should put the episode numbers in the stream because I always just put the date. But episode number would be better.
This was episode 37.
Boy, they're just flying by. It's been 37
I feel
weeks
like-
this year? No, probably a little more. Because we didn't do every
Well,
week, but more or
we took,
less.
We took some times off.
Yeah, but not too many. I feel like we've been doing pretty good. We're 9 months in. That's, it's about right.
It's kind of a thing, dude.
Yeah,
Kind of
I'd say
committed.
so. Good show today. It's nice to relive the New Orleans memories, dude. Take one last walk through together with somebody who was there, dude. You know?
Yeah, because when you tell it to other people, it's like, I don't know, man. Like I can't. It's hard to explain things like Jar Jar Bonks and Apollo Creed and Rocky Four until like when you were there, it makes sense.
Why is bacon and potatoes funny? I was trying to tell my girlfriend about the bacon and potatoes, and that's so funny that Tony ordered that, and she's just like, I guess. I'm like, it's funny.
Like, what is your barometer of humor, lady? What is it?
What do you like? Tell me. If you don't think bacons and potatoes is funny, what am I gonna do with you?
I mean, hey, dude, you're standing your ground. You're like that drunk guy.
Yeah, true.
You're like, hey, this is funny, bro.
We tried to make beignets today.
I didn't see any pictures.
Yeah, for a reason. It was not good. It was not good.
That lady straight up told you, dude. Oh
she
yeah,
was right.
Dude, that lady fucking gave it to you, huh?
She was so right because it looks like hot. Wands looked good. I don't know if they were. Maybe the pictures just look good. Look, dude, my girl was so excited to make these things today, and she did it. She got the whole board, the wood board. She's doing the flour and stuff and mixed it. And I'm like, all right, and it just we fried them. And maybe we didn't have enough oil, so it wasn't deep enough. I don't really know, but like they were just like fried on the outside, and they were just like squares of dough. Whoa, they were so doughy, and I'm like, oh man, it's a bummer because she was so pumped to try them. She loves baking and stuff, and they just did not hit. Maybe we'll try again. I watched a different video that explains it a little better. We're gonna try something different, but it was a little tough, dude.
You gotta fry it in bacon grease. I've decided.
Could be that. That could be
It's
the key.
Flavor Town.
That would taste good. That's for sure.
I think my favorite po' boy had to have been the one on the Sunday restaurant, the soft shell crab, where it looked like alien legs
Oh
coming out.
yeah,
I think that was the best one.
that one looked good. Po' boys are good. This makes me want to make a po' boy, but it's like breading things is annoying. But like, it's so simple, and I think it's more about the roll and that it's just warm. But like, I would eat that. I could eat that multiple times again. The shrimp one was pretty bomb. I was surprised about all the oysters there.
Surprised that
Like, there's so many oysters, and you guys just all wanted to get oysters all the time, and I was not there for that.
Are you not an oyster guy?
Fuck no.
It's by the sea. I like oysters.
Yeah.
Oysters
No,
are good.
I know. I just thought it was more. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like shrimp, catfish, like gator. I wasn't expecting the oysters as much.
Well, what did you think about the escargot?
I'm glad we tried it. It was fine. I don't know that I would eat that. I would order that again either. I thought it was good, but I think it just tasted like butter and garlic, and I think it could have been anything in there. It could have been a meatball. it could have been a little piece of anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had one, and I was like, yeah, like this is good. I don't know how much, like, I feel like if we all picked at it, it's fine. If I were to order it or just us two share it, I don't know how I'd feel after all that butter and garlic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was definitely a good like share for the table kind of thing. It's interesting. I think there was only like 5 or 6 escargots, so somebody get to get in on that. But
Someone was scared.
I thought it was good. Yeah, and then there's gonna be and those oysters with the cheese and the spinach on them. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. I had one of those. I'm like, all right, I'm cool. I was actually surprised too. Not to sound like a hater, but the etouffee that we got the first night, I didn't really like it. It was kind of goopy.
Yeah, I mean it's seafood, saucy, like saucy seafood over rice.
I would
That's
try
what
it
was.
again though, because I think I looked at photos of it online and I'm like, oh, these look more like chunks of seafood in a sauce. And I feel like the one that I had was too like goopy. It was like very viscous. It was like a jelly almost, I
Well,
think, yeah, I want to try it again.
It's gumbo house, not etouffee house.
Yeah, that's true. The gumbo was good. The crocodile was good. I would eat croc again, or gator, I mean. The gator
Gator?
I thought was really good. It was just a nugget, but that was like the meat was so tasty, dude. I'm craving gator now.
That is, let's go to Gator time.
I
dude.
mean, there has to be somewhere around here that has it, right?
Somewhere. Oh, it's LA, dude. LA gets everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll track it down because I got a taste for gator.
Same. All right, dude. Let's end this. I'm hungry, bro.
Yeah, I gotta handle some business over here too. So anyway,
Green.
good show. Thanks for showing up, guys, in the chat. Still, it's a couple of you guys. We'll catch you next time.